Oh. Welcome, everybody. This is Internet Marketing Unleashed. I'm your host, Scott Patton, the Dean of Blogonomics and Podology. Happy to be here. It's a Monday. We don't usually do it on Monday. We usually do it on Thursday. We still will be having a couple shows on Thursday. But the reason that I wanted to have this right away was last week we had John Currie of GMBGenius.com on. He did an amazing job talking about how you can dominate your local market. His software is a software that I've been using for at least a year, if not 2 years, if not 3 years. And I have to admit, I've been using it very poorly because my focus has not been on local marketing. However, because of some changes in the focus of some of my clients and some of the things that I'm doing, I really wanted to get into it, and I've been able to get VAs to take some of my workload away, so I'm actually able to focus on it. So first thing I want to leave you with is, get some VAs, look at the things that you're doing that are very repetitive, and get people doing those things, because you need to spend more time working on your business and not in your business. And there's lots of things in your business that you're neglecting if you're having to do it all yourself. So that took me only 20 years to learn. Hopefully you can start doing that a lot faster. What makes me really excited about today's show is John's son, JJ, is also joining. And I was telling JJ this before John joined us, before we started, that I felt this pang of envy when I saw the two of them working together, because I have two sons and I would have loved for one of them or both of them to have gotten into the family business. But one decided he liked heavy duty mechanics and the other the saxophone. And so they've gone off and they do what they love, which makes me really, really happy. I would hate for them to be working on something that they don't really enjoy doing. But when these two gentlemen are putting on webinars and I'm watching them, I'm just like, oh, that is so awesome. So that's kind of the father in me kind of coming out, and I'm really happy for them that they work together. And of course, I'm sure being a father and son, they've had more than their fair share of father and son discussions, but we'll leave that for another day. So without any further ado, I want to bring them on. I asked them to come back because we'd just done this whole talk about the strategies for local businesses. And in this episode, what we want to do is we want to show the GMBGenius software and how it works. And so without any further ado, here is John and JJ. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Good. I'm excited. You're here. I'm excited with what you're going to share. And one of the things, I think I said this last week, but I think it bears repeating. There is a huge, huge, huge difference between people that are doing internet marketing type stuff, they're ranking or they're trying to get to number one on Google. They finally figure out how to do it, like 8 years ago. They come up with their system and their strategy, and then they stop doing it because the educational part of the business, teaching people how to do it, takes over. And then what happens is they're teaching 8-year-old stuff because they're not doing it anymore. They don't know what's changed, and things change so fast in our industry. And what I love about you, John, and I don't know how involved JJ is in the HCG weight loss stuff that you're doing, but what I love is you always bring it up and say, here's my sites for, and it's always like for all the time I've known you, it's been the same product that you've been working to get to number one, and it is number one. And then once it is number one, you say, okay, well, rather than just being number one in this little area, we want to be in this area and that area and that area. And then, because I've seen and watched this develop over the last decade, that's what happens. And I just think it's absolutely amazing and awesome that you do that, and SEO Automation Tools agrees with me. So, which I guess we are live, and if you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, you can actually put a comment in. I get the comments. So if you have a question, ask the questions, and we'll get JJ and John to answer them live if it's relevant to what we're talking about, right? So I've talked enough. I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to let you two talk a little bit about the software and how it all came about.
Okay, well, you asked about JJ. Yeah, he's very involved. In fact, his wife is also involved, as is mine. We normally, one is hers, and one is mine. One is my wife's. And if you call the number, you must know you're going to buy, because they're very good at it, and they're very they're very passionate about the software, because they've both been on it and lost a lot of weight. So the
Nice.
software, not the software, the product works very well. And as I say, we have other products, we do other things, but we share this because we work only in South Africa, and if anybody wants to come and sell HCG products here in South Africa, well, come, we're ready for you. We've actually been doing it for a long, long time, and
Right.
we've got thousands of sites, and not just sites, but all sorts of ways that we promote it, mainly just with Google, using the software.
Awesome.
Okay. So do you want me to share my screen?
Sure. Well, before you do, let's get JJ to say something, because you've been quiet, JJ, because I've been talking, your dad's been talking.
Yeah, well, as my dad mentioned, my wife works with my mom in the weight loss business. So to give your family business a bit more envy there, Scott, it truly is a family effort. So that's just one of the businesses, but I've also been working quite a lot more on the agency side, on the done for you service, working in different agencies and for clients, and taking these strategies and actually doing it for other people as well as a kind of service.
Right.
So that's where the two work really well. So, we don't only test the software on our own businesses, we're testing it in multiple countries, in multiple niches across the world. And we found now a strategy and a process that if we stick to, we can almost guarantee results, which is really powerful, because, if you're prepared to sit and do the work for 3 months, 4 months, that you'll start seeing a return. And that's what we've done with GMBGenius, is taken everything we've learned from all the masterminds, all the training, all the investments we've made in ourselves and in the software, and kind of combined it to create something to help people take their business forward.
And I'm glad that you mentioned the done for you business, because quite honestly, and I don't know, John, if you showed part of the plan last week, right? And I screenshot the plan and I showed it to my VAs and I said, this is what we're going to do. And they were all like freaking out. I said, well, don't worry, we're not going to do all of it at once. We're going to build it out. But it is an amazing plan. And I've been in the internet marketing business, pretty much full time for 20 years. And I love the plan. Like, if I was, basically, if I had a brand new client, that would be the plan that I would use, because it covers everything. And one of the things you say that I love is Google loves Google, and you use a lot of Google properties. And I think that's a huge mistake that it's a huge mistake a lot of people make. And it's a big secret that just us and the people watching are going to know. So
yeah, and I think it also helps future-proof your business to any, of the algorithm updates that could come along and basically disappear all your internet traffic. So it's very important to make sure that when you invest in time and effort into building something, that it's going to stay the time, that it's actually going to last. A lot of people come up with very clever ways to game the system, and it works for 2-3 months. And as you said, they end up selling a fortune of training on how to do that. But, it's about creating value. And we just also want to do something to help people in the online space with a proven, tested strategy, with tools that work. If you follow what we teach in GMBGenius, you're going to get results. And the more people we can create like that, the bigger impact we can have, on the global economy. And that's kind of where we're going. I know that's very, 10,000 foot overview, but that's kind of what we're trying to do.
Awesome. That is really cool. All right. Well, John, why don't you show the screen and let's get into GMBGenius and see how it works.
Thank you, Doug. need to select the screen. Can you?
Oh, he went the wrong way.
Has he left?
Yeah, he disappears. He's got to so he hit the. I think he hit the.
And we do magic tricks.
Magic tricks. That's right. He disappeared. So JJ, would you recommend? So basically, a lot of the use of this has been because we use maps and different, Google Maps and that sort of thing for local businesses. But if somebody had a like it was an author, would the process work just as well if they wanted to, get their keywords for their books or find people that are, interested in the topic of their book? Let's say the book was on photography, for example, right? Or, how to use a Sony camera. Oh, so Lauren said, new to GMBGenius, the plan is what exactly? I'm assuming it's in the training, the backside, but maybe tell a little bit about the plan, or sort of like a bit of an overview of where you go with the plan while we wait.
So basically what the plan is taking a business from scratch, doing the branding, because you see, we need to understand there's been a big shift in Google, and that shift's been towards entities, trusted entities. So the reason Maps is so powerful is to have a Maps listing that has to be verified. Now, that verification tells Google that you are who you say you are, and it's a verified business. That gives you a level of trust. So when we do is we start branding the business. So the first step is the branding. We build out Google properties just to cover the brand. We then build out properties for the locations that we want to be found in, by helping Google connect the dots to allow them to understand that we're relevant for those areas. We then go about building layer upon layer upon layer of Google assets with links back into the GMB, the money site, etc., in order to fire up those Google assets. The more links they got at it, the more power they have, and the more places we have to help Google connect the dots to establish the relevance for both the niche and the area that we want to serve.
Nice.
So I think I'll run through the strategy when we're done finishing the software, just so that the viewers know what we're talking about, and I'll kind of run through it step by step then.
Okay. So John, you should have a share screen button at the bottom of the.
I just couldn't find the correct screen, so.
Okay, so then when you hit share screen, it brings up a window, and it's a really bad tab. Your entire screen, the application window. So you want to click on the application window and then look for I'm assuming you have GMBGenius open there.
Screen 1, screen 2. Okay.
Oh, and I don't know how it works if you've got more than one screen on your computer.
Okay, I've tried to share the other screen. What are you seeing now?
Just you. So you have to hit share screen, and then you have to select either the desktop or the application, and then you hit share screen.
I keep getting the browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen.
Are you in Chrome or Firefox?
This is on Firefox, I think.
Yeah, so
should I be in Chrome?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know why Firefox is a problem with.
Okay, sorry, that's not a problem. I can go there.
Okay, well, right. While we wait there, Scott, to answer your question about the author, it can definitely work. The systems and the strategies can work, because as an author, you also want to be the most trusted entity, whether that's you as the person or your brand as the business. So all the strategies kind of just reaffirm that entity. And we're giving Google what they want by doing it via Google, using Google to rank in Google. So, even as an author, if you as the Scott Payton, the author, become the trusted, established entity, well, then you're going to sell more books. So yes, it can work like that.
Awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to add the screen.
There we go.
Screen. There we go.
Okay, so now we see weight loss diet plan.
Okay, that's fine. That is my server. Okay, this is the, and so what you're seeing there now is the back office of GMBGenius. Yeah, sorry guys, I forgot that it needed Chrome.
And I'm going to ask the developers if they can fix it with Firefox, because it's really irritating when you're in the wrong browser.
Yeah, I normally use Chrome. You see, the software uses a Chrome browser. I mean, a Firefox browser. So anyway, I'm just used to using it. So you can see the screen, the software there now. Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it as well. Okay. So basically, what the software does, as JJ was talking about, is we can create all of these different modules that are all Google properties, and you link them all together in a specific way, you will rank. And they're all aimed at getting your local business, your website, your GMB, that's your Google Maps listing, into the 3-pack. So if I come here and I have a look, this is what the software gets used for the most. Okay, you select at the top GeoGenius, and then you can create. This is the different things you can do with it. You can create a new Google site. You can create an HTML site, a regular HTML site. And we have strategies for each one of these. You can create a classic Google site, which also ranks extremely well. You can update Google sites. You can repair broken sites, and you can create Google Forms. So I'll show you what that all is in a minute. So how does it work? What you do is you just simply, you would first create your, before you do anything, you need to have your certain software, your stuff that you need. So let's just have a look here in inputs.
It's kind of like when you build a house, right? You have to make sure you've got the wood, you've got the flooring.
Well, exactly.
Roofing.
Yeah. So if you're going to build a website, you need images, you need articles, you need videos, you need you need to have done your keyword research, that type of thing. So in the images folder here, you'll see there's an avatar. You need to put a little image in there. Then in the content images, here's a whole lot of content that we use. And now I normally use the same size image for these as I do for my YouTube thumbnails, which is 1280 by 720. So I'm getting twice the use out of them. If I look in header images, so here's an image. So it's quite a nice image. What will happen is it'll use this on the header of the pages, and then we have the logo image, which is also very important, and question and answer images. Okay, so once you've got that, you can then decide, okay, you want to work in different areas, because what this software will do for you is it will create a page with all of the information about a particular area in there. So if I'm looking at this first one, Auckland Park in Johannesburg, if I have a look in there, it will go and it'll see if there's any restaurants or places of interest in there, and it'll grab all of the information about that restaurant and put it into a text file, which it will use when it creates the page. And then it'll take it'll create the driving directions, it'll create an iframe,
Basically, it's the driving directions from this place, Auckland Park, to our business. Okay, because we're basically telling Google then we service that area. That's the whole purpose of this.
So when you have a map and the map has a pin that's where you are, and then it has another pin, in this case where the restaurant is, and then it shows you driving to, you know how it has direction, then it shows you driving, then it's basically, you're basically telling Google this is in my service area. So,
correct, yes.
Well,
now,
think about it this way. It is like mimicking real life behavior. If you've got a service-based business, you've got no problem driving, 5 miles down the road to service a client.
Right.
So what we're doing here with these places of interest is these are the most popular places in that area. So we're basically stealing the local relevance from those places of interest and telling Google like them that they serve that area, so do we.
So if you were a plumber, you could have, these are the places that I've gone and worked at. But in addition, what you're saying is that you would take the Starbucks or the restaurants, or maybe a Walmart, if where a lot of people are going to, or big malls, and you do driving directions to those as well.
You can, yes. Part of the package that we sell is we've got a totally different software, which is just aimed at making maps, and you can create any maps that you like, driving directions, circular maps. It's very it's a bit too much to talk about in one little bit. But what this does is, let me just show you here, and I see YouTube has been busy. They've been going on a mission to delete any video that they don't like. Also, if somebody reports your video, perhaps a competition or something like that, then they just delete it. So for some reason, they've taken this video away. Okay, I don't know what this is. I think I've deleted something. But if you have a look at, this is on the homepage. So what it does is it gives you a link which goes to your business site, or to your normal site, or to your GMB. Okay, and then you can embed a lot of properties. Like this one here is a Google form. Now the reason for that is it'll give you, putting it in here, this Google site, because it's got this Google form built in here, is passing a do follow link back to this particular form, which is on my
in the drive
server. Yeah, and this here, this file that's embedded here is the actual site that Google gives you when you register your GMB, and then it's up to you to optimize it. And yeah, you can see how we've optimized it. These are Google posts. Here's one that was done on June the 29th. Okay, so the more regular you do that, the better it is. Okay, this is a Google My Maps. We have a special way of doing it where we use Google Earth and the normal My Maps function. And this is a manual. You can't automate it because you're using the Google Earth and the normal My Maps. But we've got a PDF which shows it. And then at the bottom here, you'll see it's got the map. And this goes on to every single page. And if I go and have a look at, let's have a look for, I don't know, this should be in a, okay, let's just have a look here. Now these are the pages that it builds. So now you can see weight loss. This page is called Weight Loss Diet Plan Johannesburg. Okay, yep. Here's a link which is going to that business site that I showed you. This is a Google image. Okay, and this one here is, if I click on it, open a new tab, you'll see that link is going to my my GMB.
Oh, okay.
All right. So because we run our business on the GMB. That's that's where we get all our business from. So if Google does a nasty, which like what they did last October, and they killed a whole lot of well, not killed them, but they a lot of sites lost a lot of their rankings. Okay, it didn't affect us at all because we've been running our business on the GMB, you know. But
we hear about it all the time. People are like, "Oh, I'm number one, I'm number one," and then all of a sudden they're nowhere to be found because Google had a penguin update or a walrus update or some other type of strange update.
Yeah.
Everything that used to work to get you to number one is now the reason you're not number one.
Right.
We've been down that road.
What is this thing called? Weight loss diet plan. So if I had to just take that there and search for it, the chances are very good that we're going to be ranking pretty well for it. I'm taking a chance now.
Yes.
Come on.
Living on the edge.
Hey, put me on the spot here. All right. Now the thing is that Google does, they do all sorts of things all the time. They change things. YouTube comes and deletes your videos. I don't want to delete Microsoft Edge. But I'm searching now from a server that's based in Germany, so I don't know how good it is.
Run get the right result.
Yeah, you go. That's our website. Okay, diet plan weight loss Johannesburg. Okay, it's probably coming there somewhere. But the fact of the matter is, it will be in the Google's index, and as long as it's in Google's index, it's going to be ranking. You know, and if I had to just probably take this away there, which is like an extremely difficult term, weight loss Johannesburg. These guys are
searching on Bing.
Oh, okay, that's why. Why? Okay. All right. So let me show you the software. All right. So what you do is, it's very simple. So you can create all of these different softwares. I mean, different options and other different things that you can do. But over here, you can say use already scraped data. Now, when you scrape data, you would in scraper settings here, you would put in all of the areas that you want to scrape, so that when you do the campaign, you put that information in here. And those is what I was showing you a bit earlier. Then you simply put add campaign, which I've already done. I'm going to say enter input data here. And this is where the good stuff happens. So over here, you would put in your email, your password, your keyword, and a tracking ID. Now, this tracking ID is for to get it indexed in
to the search console.
Yeah, in the search console, it'll add the property to that, and then on this side here, you can see we have the first area plus the YouTube video. So if you create a video which is entitled, in this case, what is this one called?
Well, like that example you had, weight loss diet plan Johannesburg.
Yeah, in this case, yeah, you can see it's HCG diet. So it's just HCG injections diet. Okay, so we swap them around sometimes. So what it's going to do, it's going to create a website that is entitled HCG Injections Diet, and that's going to be the title of the website. And then it's going to create a whole lot of pages which are called HCG Injections Diet Auckland Park, and that is where these ones come into play. Okay, these are the different pages that get done. Right. So if I look in Johannesburg here. It does things to do. You can create things to do pages. No, we don't. We've taken that out, haven't we, Jade? So we've taken that out because we've put them all on the one page now. So all the things that we used to do there to get the local relevance, we now put on the one page. Okay, so it's putting an image at the top there. It's called Weight Loss Diet Plan Low Nil. Gauteng is the suburb, not suburb, the state, you could call it, I suppose. Yeah. And then these are this is linking to the actual thing that you get with Google, that you get here. And this one here is linking to the GMB. Okay. And here's a spun title, a spun article, and then these are embedded. So what's happening here now, this page, HCG injections, which I've shown you over here, I think, is getting a do follow link from this iframe that's embedded in here. Okay, now this is the driving directions that we were talking about, Scott, where here is low nil,
Right.
And then here's our business. So it creates a driving directions from low nil to our business. So we're basically telling Google, you know, we work in that area, you know, we service that area. Okay, and then it's putting a bit of a description about low nil, and where it is, and at the bottom it's putting the NAP in the footer.
Nice.
So
NAP is name, address, phone number, right?
Yes,
I'm always wondering what a NAP is, and then finally I figured it out. We have a Canadian comment, so I have to share it. Looks a lot simpler than some of the other ranking softwares out there, where it's almost like you got to have an engineering degree to get them going. I agree.
Okay.
So
well, it is. As I said,
well, again, the reason for that is we're not originally software developers. We are internet marketers who built software to help us automate some of the tasks that we do over and over and over. So,
correct.
So that would explain the simplicity in the UX.
Right. Well, and what I like about it is you have a set of folders for each project, and then you know you're going to put images in this and articles in that, and your header in another one, and then it's really easy to just take that whole thing, copy it, and then put new images and new articles in, and then create a new site. And I think that system is what really sets it apart, because I'm doing some stuff actually with Amazon Fire, and it's just kind of like all over the place in terms, you know, like you go through the process to put up a TV channel, and you get toward the end and it says, well, did you do this? And well, you never told me to do this, and now I've got to start all over and do that. And so I really like how you've got this set up for efficiency.
Yeah. Okay, so then what you do is you put in your email password, your keyword, and your tracking ID, which is to get it indexed. And on the left-hand side, you put in your list of areas that you wanted to create for. Because the whole idea of this is that you wanted to show Google this big area that you work on. You know, you don't only work in the small little area. And if you put a YouTube video next to the area, it'll embed that video in it. So what we normally do is we create a video called whatever the keyword is plus the area, and then we embed it on that page. Okay.
How long are your videos normally?
30 seconds to a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're not doing what I'm doing, which is spending an hour making an hour-long video, are you?
No, because we create hundreds of these sites. Okay. And you know, once the site is indexed, the video has really done its job. Okay. Because it's got us indexed.
Right.
This is the GMB name that it uses when you're scraping to go and find to create the maps. the driving direction maps. So it searches for the area and for the where it is, and it creates a driving direction map, stores it in the folder.
Wow.
Okay. With this YouTube URL, this particular one would be embedded on the home page. Okay. And then if you have multiple ones for each area, then you just add that URL after each area name. Okay. The iframe code, which I don't have here, but is basically, let me come back here to the, where is it, the home page? I can just do it, yeah. Okay, I know what's going on. I'm inside where I'm actually, let me come right down to the bottom. Okay, and so this pulls the stuff from my your Google Drive. Okay, over here, you see sometimes it takes a bit of time to come in, but I mean it gets read. This is my maps. Over here we have the yeah, there's a my map. It takes a bit of a while because there's so much stuff on here, and it's all Google properties, and each one of these are passing rank back to the actual what do you call it? Sorry, the drive, the Google Drive, where that the GMB is tied to. Okay,
and that
so now
assets are living in.
Okay, so and here's another one you can see. This is a Google form. Okay, so we use a Google form in a different way than most people use Google forms. We stuff it full of keywords and images and anything and everything that we can. So
could you put a video in the Google form?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so what you do there is you just in your actual drive, you get the share link of the property, and then you put it into there's a thing we use a site online called iframe generator. You just put it in there, give it to the actual dimensions, and it gives you the iframe code, and that you put in here, and you can put as many as you like in here, and that's how many it's actually going to embed in your page.
Is that iframegenerator.com?
Yeah, I'll show you.
I got the name right.
So what you would do here is
iframe that. Okay, I didn't get it right.
Okay. Okay, so you would just take any one of these, say now like this one, like any property, and say share. Okay. When you copy the link,
now,
put it in.
Because you can also get the embed link from, I know for Google Sheets, I don't know about anything else, but Google Sheets will, when you're doing the share, will give you the iframe as well. It'll give you the link, and it'll give you the iframe.
Good. Yeah, and in my maps as well. But in most of the stuff like documents or your slides or whatever it is. So now if I just click preview, it here's the
oh, nice.
The actual iframe. Yeah, the embed thing. So I must generate it. Okay, preview. Okay. Okay, so that's the preview there. All right. And in this case, it's a whole lot of links. And then in iframe generator, yeah, I just say copy. And then in GeoGenius, I would put
your iframe.
Paste it in there. And then I can say enter and get another one. So I could put as many.
So you answered my question before I asked it. I was going to ask you if you could put more than one iframe in.
Yeah, that's why you'll see there is, I mean, this is an iframe.
Yeah.
This is an iframe. This is an iframe. You can do as many as you like. And there's one, yeah, it seems to me I'm actually
You've deleted the document.
Yeah. You must have done that, Jay.
Yeah, must have been me.
Okay. All right. Then what you do is you do a spun article, a very, very well spun article. Okay.
Right.
And
So
you paste the whole thing in there.
Unique content.
Yes. We've got a lot of training on that in the members area as well. We've got training on every step of the way in point of fact. Now the embed URL, these are the ones that you see over here. This embed URL, yeah, and this one, yeah. Okay. So you can spin them. You can spin anything. Everything here is spinnable. So in here you can see I've actually got probably some of my my actual website, my normal website, yeah. You can see that's the normal website and the weight loss, all that. So you just choose whichever you want. Over here, you put the actual GMB URL in because you want a link to that all the time.
Right.
Okay. And here you have a call to action. So you just click here to learn more about weight loss or whatever it is, and it's going to use that to create these. Okay,
right.
that you can also spin. All right, then you put about us. So you could put you write a good thing. Google loves about us pages. You must never ever not do that.
Yeah.
And then the contact us down the bottom here is part of the footer. The footer must also be constant. So this must be the same as you have on your website. The about contact
that's if I can interrupt you
that's the map.
That's the nap. That's so.
Yes.
If you hear nothing else, here's the problem everybody has. We're all human. We cannot write the same thing the same way twice. So you will put your address, then you'll put your phone number. The next time you put your phone number, then you put your address. You'll go LLC, and then you'll forget it, or you'll go Corp, and then you forget it, and then you'll misspell your company name one time. So Google is very, very strict. Every page has to have the address the same way. If you put 101-123 4th Street, then the next time you put 101 space 123 whatever I said before, see I can't even remember, then it will not work. You have to have your address, your name, your phone number to the dash, to the dot, exactly the same every single time. And it has to be the exact same thing you put in your GMB, or Google says, you're a lazy bum. We're not going to bother helping you out here at all. So it's kind of that one thing that is like so strict. And I know so many people are like, oh, it doesn't work. And I go, well, take a look at your pages. Is your address the same? No. I moved.
And on that note, when you build in citations into your business, you got to make sure the information that you filled out there is also exactly the same as your GMB. We've seen in some cases where the GMB address says one thing, the citations say another thing. Then how's Google supposed to decide what to use?
Right.
So we want to avoid that by giving them, the same information over and over and over, so that eventually they say, well, this must be real because it's everywhere.
Yeah, because Google is it works on entities, trusted entities. So once you establish your website and you establish your through your NAP and your logo, that this is the best entity in your area for HCG injections or whatever, Google can actually, people, when you type in HCG injections, Santon or like where we live, Google will bring up won't bring up the GMB, it'll bring up the knowledge panel, the whole big thing, Okay, so that's basically what the information that you have to fill in. And if you've got your images, then you would give it a name. Each one should have a different name. Okay, and then you say
Each
save.
campaign.
Each campaign, yeah. And it'll save it into an SQL database, which is part of the software. Okay. And this actual server seems to be going pretty slow, but once it's saved, it'll appear here and you'll be able to select it. Okay. My server, I think it needs to be restarted. And then basically then it's as simple as saying click and run. And it's going to create it's going to create the whole website for you.
Maybe just run through some of the other modules as well quickly.
Okay, yeah, it's my server's going extremely slow. Look at that. It's only bringing up the database now. Okay. But these are all the databases. And I think I made that one number 8. Yeah. And so you can see it's taken the stuff. There's a Gmail, the password. It puts it all in. And from here, it pulls all of this information. So here you can see the keyword is HCG injections diet. And then when it's going a bit further on, it'll pull the areas. Okay, so I'll close this. Let's just go through some of the others. Okay, it can create Google documents. Now, Google documents are basically like Word documents. And it's a pretty simple thing. Again, you would just, I don't know if I have any campaign here, but you could put spun context in. Then you would just save a campaign, see how many docs you want, and then run it. And if you've got 15 there, it'll create 15 docs. They'll all be spun, so they'll all be unique and using proper images from Google. And then you can interlink them together so that they all, it's the power grows faster and faster.
And then the documents, of course, would link back to either your GMB or your site.
Exactly, yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Google Slides. Now, these are very good. I don't think I have any here, but I probably have some in somewhere.
There's the slides on that site.
Where?
On that site, the Google site that you're showing.
Ah, okay. This one. No.
So basically, Google has Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Pipes, which I don't even really know what that is. And all of these can be, we can create a whole pile of these entities, link them all to your site. So you could have hundreds of Google links to your Google sites, to your own sites, to your GMB, and Google's always going to be saying, "Oh, that's good." Like they're never going to be upset that you've got stuff that are theirs.
Also, another one of the powerful features of the software is Google Calendar. And what we do there is create events for every 30 minutes. And in those events, we put a whole bunch of keywords, a whole bunch of text, and again, a whole bunch of links. Now, that's a very natural thing. If you've got a calendar, your own personal calendar, and you say gym 7:30, for example, and you want it to repeat Monday to Friday for the rest of the year, we can do that. And the software can do that for you. And what that does is every time there's an event, Google comes back, sees the links, goes and spiders the content. It just kind of keeps them inside of Google, but coming back to the same place all the time, fetching the content. So it's very powerful.
Especially if the event is updating, if you have stuff that you can update your things via an RSS. But this is a doc that it creates. So this is an image. And we said click here. So if they click here, this is going to a website.
And Google will follow that link.
Of course, yes. You can see this is going to our GMB. So the whole idea is just to validate the entities that we create on the Google Drive. Okay, so we do lots and lots, and things like this. You could get somebody to create thousands and thousands and thousands of money robot type links, really crappy links, but send it to this Google, and Google will see it. It'll give you credit, but it's not going to harm your
Right.
your actual site. And here you can see here's a link that is linking to another Google document. You can see it's a different thing. This one's called How to Lose Weight in 3 Days. And click here for slim injections and or weight loss info. So that would be going to the business side. So we spin it, so it's not always going to the same.
So the software makes as many documents as you want.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah. If you have a look, yeah, you can, where was I? Google Documents. I had a folder just for weight loss docs, there you go. And yeah, you can see these are all the Google for that project, that is why if we, if I can stop this sharing, if I want to share another screen, do I have to stop sharing and select another screen?
I don't know. Do you want to try dragging the? Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Share screen. Okay. Share screen.
You're going to be an expert on sharing screen, and
yeah, there we go.
Time you're done.
Okay, you should be able to see me. Yeah. So now I'm going to go. Let me just have a look where this thing is set to. Chrome. I can't see it. Okay, well, don't worry about it. I'm just going to start. We've just started working on weight loss. Okay, and yeah, you can see we have number 1 and number 2.
So those are both your GMBs.
Yes, both of them. You can actually see the address. That's my village.
Yeah, it's the same.
That's where I'm sitting at the moment. Okay. All right. But if you have a look here, there's nearly 1.5 billion results. Do you know how hard you'd have to work to get an organic listing for it? Like you'd have to be above Healthline and WebMD and all of these things,
Yeah.
Okay. But with this software, you can grab those places in, in this GMB. In the map page.
That is tremendous, right? Because
okay.
Weight loss is. There you are. You're number 1 in your local area for weight loss, and that's just absolutely astounding.
Yeah, we got 2 different listings there. So that essentially is what our software is all about. I can stop it now, and then I'll stop sharing now.
You did. Good. Oh, and we've got a comment. Google Calendars for SEO. Now that's somebody nobody else has thought of. Genius. I would say GMBGenius. Thank you, Andy.
Let me go back to the other screen. How are we doing for time there?
Well, to be quite honest, we try to go for 40 minutes. We're at 54 minutes, and my appointment at the top of the hour canceled, so we can go all day now.
Okay, all right. Can you see the other screen now?
Oh, just a second. I'm not doing my job. There it is.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, so
hang on a second before you go on, John. Everybody watching, there's a few of you watching. If you have thought what they've shared so far is pretty absolutely astounding, please put a little like or a comment. Say, thank you, JJ and John, or awesome, JJ and John. A couple people have gone and put happy faces. and thumbs up. So do that just to get a little interaction here. I think I think you've gone an hour. You're not looking like you're leaving anytime soon. And I really want to show some love to JJ and John, because I'm really happy with this, and I've really been happy with everything, and I've known you for years and years and years, and I'm really excited about applying this to a few of my local clients now that I'm actually have time. This is one of those shiny objects that I glommed onto whenever you launched it, and I've been paying you and not using, and now I'm going to start using it. So I'm really excited.
All right. So as you can see, it has a video module. I'm not going to go through that, but I mean, you can upload videos, pre-created videos that you have in a. Let's have a look. So you can create videos and upload via browser. That uses a different software that you need to buy, which is Content Samurai. It's now called something else. Or you can have, Vidnami. Yeah, okay. And or you can videos that you've created anywhere, and you have them in a browser. You can upload there, and you can also put really, really fancy descriptions in it, and we show you how to do it with proper training in there. But and Google Docs I've shown you. Now Google Slides, this is like PowerPoint presentations. So what it's how you would do it. Let's see, add a campaign. So you have to. All right. So what you would have to you'd add all your information into a CSV file, and then you import in here, and then you say how many images, how many slides, and then you import that. I see that my code is on there. We should actually make this also be able to just input in the software, in the UI. But again, whether you filling it into a CSV file or into the UI as we have here, it amounts to the same thing, It's just but we've got proper.
So you can make lots of docs. You can make lots of slideshows. You can make lots of calendars. You can make.
Yeah, you can see as you change these change.
The instructions, cool.
Yeah, and they are brief, but they are they tell you what to do in case you've forgotten. But inside the actual members area, we have complete instructions on each.
This is just an overview. This is not. We don't want this to be comprehensive, because we go on for days and days.
Okay, so I can show you one. Yeah, this is one that I did with one of my clients.
The calendar one is brilliant. Like, holy smokes. So would you do this? Like, I have a Gmail that I've had for 20 years, or Gmail's been around. So would you use that, or would you go and get a new Gmail to use?
Well, yeah, you can see I've got a new one, vrpfuneralcover@gmail.com.
Okay.
All right. So, and I use a software called, not a software, but I use a company called getsmscode.com. And what happens is I start creating the, it's not going to sign in here now. I do at all. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay. So what happens is you get your, so where is it? Rent a phone. You click this one, yeah? And yeah, you can see these are the countries that you can get them from. Okay, it doesn't really matter because this is only used for verification. So what you do is you go to Google and you say you want to create a new Gmail account, and you go all the way through, and then you choose. Okay, we'll say, well, I'm in Hong Kong or the Philippines or wherever it is. Okay, or the USA. It costs 40 cents per form. and then you just say get a USA number. Okay, and so I'm gonna select a project here. So it's Google. So I want a Google number, and then I say capture phone number. So okay, this is the number that it's going to get. So when I'm setting up my Google account, I put that number in there, and then this will verify it. And once it's verified, that's it. Don't need it anymore.
And then
Very,
you can
very simple.
the backup numbers and everything else to whatever really works.
Yeah, once you've got that, you can change your recovery email and your recovery
Phone number.
Phone number. Yeah, it's very, very simple.
Nice.
So where were we? And that costs you 40 cents, or if it's China, one of those things, it costs you only a couple. But I mean, yeah, you can open a calendar like your normal Google Calendar. You'll have your logins here, and this will be the name of the calendar. And you can say how many events you want to create. So you can create up to 48 events, because there are 24 there 24 hours in the day, and you can put them into half-hour slots.
Half an hour.
So
right.
you can put an absolute ton of events in. So if you spin it a lot and you spin your images, I mean your links in there a lot, you're going to be getting different links every half an hour. Because what's going to happen is you're going to say repeat every one, so it'll be every 1 day, and option ends never. So this is going to go on for in perpetuity. Okay, and every day Google's going to come and spider your wherever this gets embedded every half an hour, because it's got that. And then you've got like a spun article in there with links, so you can put lots and lots of.
So you embed the calendar on your Google site, for example.
Yes.
And now so what happens is that the calendar changes. Google knows there's a change, and then that means the website also changed.
Yes, it comes in spiders.
Well, they link in backwards and forwards. So Google goes to the website, sees the calendar, sees the do follow, goes to the calendar, sees the event, comes back to our website. So we're keeping them within, the ecosystem, funneling all the authority and relevance where we want to.
Correct.
You've got the circle going on.
Yeah, you see, the most powerful thing you can do on a Google site or even your normal website is to create iframes and embed them on the pages. Particularly if you create a Google site and you post, or you create like this calendar and you post it on a WordPress blog, and then you take that WordPress page and you embed that on your Google site. Okay, so what you've got now is you've got one embed, one iframe that's been embedded in another one. So when Google comes to this one, and it goes and looks around whatever's behind there, gathers all that information, then comes back to this one and does the same thing there. And when it comes back here, it sees that one again. It's like, they call it the loop. You've got Google. The longer you can keep Google on your property, the better. Okay, so awesome. That's about so this is quite simple to set up.
Yeah, it looks easy.
So let's look what else we've got. Now this here is one of the most powerful modules available. All right, it's this
Cloud
uses
poster.
Yeah, so this uses Google Cloud, DigitalOcean, Amazon S3, pCloud, Azure, which is Microsoft and Alibaba. Okay, and what it can do is it can create. So what you do is you get an account with each one of these with Google Cloud. So you've got a Gmail, then you just go to console.google.com and you set up a cloud thing there. We've got instructions for that too. So right. And that basically
But what we do on those cloud sites is build HTML pages. which are hosted on Amazon, hosted on, you know, Google Cloud, hosted on Microsoft Azure. Again, with all the embeds, all the links, schema markup added, so that we've got links coming from the 5 most powerful domains in the world coming back in. And again, it's coming from Google, so Google's loving it.
Right. Everything you just taught us, you've now gone times 6.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we'll show you that in the strategy, the actual where that comes in the layers. But yeah, that's basically just one of the really most powerful features of the software.
Nice.
And this was actually a standalone software on its own called Cloud Stacking Poster.
I have it.
Instead of having 3 different licenses and managing all the moving parts, we said, let's just put it all in one, you know, and
also,
it's
you know,
really
again, that used to sell for $97. This used to sell for whatever. So now we've just put it all in one and one small subscription, but we're going to be doing all this training all the time.
Right.
Before
we get more into the 6 different cloud things, we had one question from Lauren. Is the calendar loaded with anything other than GMB data? And I would say, of course, it's loaded with a whole pile of different things. But
yes, you can put anything. Basically, you get an article, and you put links in there. It's better to put them as contextual links, so that when you've got a paragraph and you might be talking about whatever you could be talking about a plumber or a remodeling or whatever it is, then you put keyword links into it and then link to your website or to your GMB or to the links can go anywhere. These are powerful links.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what Lauren just commented. This is amazing, super powerful backlinking tactics.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So
now if you cloud stacking poster. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. If you look at Amazon login, you put in your Amazon email, your password, and a keyword. All right. The keyword is that's going to be the name of the bucket. All right. So a bucket, buckets are basically like files. So you can see here's one. Amazon doesn't have one, but if I was working, like when I do it for my weight loss, I try and make them because the bucket name gets added to the URL. So
so we want it to be keyword rich.
Yeah, I want it to be keyword rich. So I would call it whatever I want, and then the actual HTML file is going to be called a keyword as well, which will be a different one, but related. So you enter in. These are the bucket names where it goes. So the first one you put the logins in. This one is the bucket names. The next one is edit HTML settings. Okay, so now in here you can add. You got a proper WYSIWYG editor here, and this one you can put in span context, and you can put in headers, footers, images, videos, whatever you like.
So you can basically build your sort of template that gets spun out into all the different pages.
Yes,
exactly.
And then no, all right. So this would be the URL that you want to target, the main URL.
Yeah.
Okay. And this you can spin as well, so you can put 10 different URLs in there. You want iframe. You put iframe again. This is embedding your Google property.
If you've been paying attention for the last hour, you put something in there.
Yeah. And here's another one, just in case you forget to add it in the first one. All right. And then we have a keyword file here where you can put a whole lot of keywords in. And what will happen there is it'll link each one of those keywords. It'll create a hyperlink and it'll link it to this target here, this URL that you're putting to target. So, but in the keyword file, you can spin them. So you could say take 100 keywords and make up like 5 or 6 different sets of keywords, each of about 15 or 20 keywords spun, so that they will only choose one of them every time. So it's only going to make 5 keywords, and each one of those keywords is going to link to this URL.
I was wondering about that.
And the URL could be spun as well, so that'll change out all the time as well. So it's to avoid, taking.
You don't want to have a fingerprint. You don't want to have a footprint that's really obvious, right? So if you've got all this stuff spinning out and then spinning out and spinning out, and it's just totally out of control, I could see why. I mean, to be able to do what you just talked about doing manually would be like, it would just be horrendous. I mean, who would want to do that, right?
Yeah.
This is going to create. This can create thousands and thousands of pages easily.
Yeah, and unique pages.
Unique pages.
So
yeah.
You set up once, and then to swap out content in different campaigns is really simple, and the software can just run, which basically helps you, dominate your local market on autopilot.
And we were talking at the beginning before your dad showed up or came back on. I forget which way it went. About like authors, right? So if you've got 5 books, 5 different Amazon pages, you could just go nuts with this.
Well, the same if you were an affiliate marketer, and you were having an affiliate link in your video description, and you wanted to rank that video. By applying all of this and sending that juice to that video is going to rank. So we advocates of GMBs, but if you were doing something that you don't have a GMB for, these strategies still work. You just need a slight tweak in the system, but the page rank and relevance that we're building can be funneled to anything.
Well, certainly to a Google link. I mean, an Amazon link. It's it's the same thing.
Or a YouTube video, same thing.
So, can you see this now?
We can.
Okay, so I just put in the HCG injections. That's our main business. And I put in Sandton, which is that's become the central business district of Johannesburg now. Okay. You can see like 5,400 views this month. This GMB's brought us. So, I mean, that's the
this is the ultimate 3-pack when there's only one and it's you, right?
Yes. So, this Google has made this keyword an entity and linked it to our GMB. That's what you can do by doing more and more and more and more.
One of my favorite sayings is massive action gives you massive results, and you're showing here how you can have massive action without years and years and years of work to get
or you can train VAs to do it and just keep on doing that,
Right.
Now this one is a very ugly one. I know it's a very ugly one because we've looked at it before. But if you have a look at this, number 1, 2, 3, 4. All of this
Amazon. So there, right? I'm reading that right.
That's created with our cloud stacking poster.
Yeah. So here's an Amazon bucket ranking for a highly competitive word, keyword phrase, and just showing you, wow, this is awesome. Because really, the goal would be to have everything in your, have them all.
Else can, If you're fat in South Africa, come and speak to Helen or Alexis. That's all right. You can see
Lauren has another question here. My wife is a consultant for a cosmetic direct sales company. She's branding herself, but we want to dominate the name of the company product line too. Is that possible?
Absolutely. That's the first thing that we do in our Done For You services is we don't even do keywords. We just use the company name and we just brand it. We use IFTTT, and the first, for the first 3-4 weeks, we only send links to for branding. And once we've got it sort of known as a branded, Google knows this company now. It knows it's a brand. We then start using the keywords. But
Now,
you can see that.
Before we leave that question, Lauren, the one thing I would check is the company's policies and that sort of thing, because the last thing we want is for your wife to be branded along and dominating the name, like the company product line comes up and it's hers. Sometimes the companies get really upset with that and shut you down. So you really want to check with them and say, you know what, if we do a page and it ranks for whatever the company product line name is that a problem? I know and this is going back 25 years, and websites weren't as common as they are today, but I know companies that were really against seeing their name with someone's web page. So
it's the same as Google AdWords. If you're bidding on a company keyword and it's the company name, they won't let you place that ad. So
right.
Yeah, it's good advice there, Scott. Good to check it out first before you invest the energy into ranking for it.
Yeah, just check with them, because the last thing you want is for them to say, sorry, we're canceling your description, our contract with you because blah, 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 when you're dominating it that way, right? However, if you do that, then you don't care, because you know you can do it for anything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, basically, these pages rank on their own, and unless you spend a bit of time and make them look beautiful, sometimes they look really ugly. But they still rank at past links. So it's again another sort of error in your that you can use. But all of these, like this page, is passing juice from Amazon to all of our other properties.
Awesome.
So, okay, I think that's. I think we've about got through the run through of what the software does. It also has a lot of utilities. Okay. So this is a scraper. This is where you'd scrape the information. So if you put
so if I don't know all the suburbs of Chicago and I want to dominate in Chicago, I just go here and then I get them.
Yeah, you could get the suburbs and put it in. You could possibly even use zip codes. I've never done that. Okay, so that's what that's for. We can scrape GMB images. So we don't put normal images in our software, in our G sites. We put GMB images. Reason being, a GMB image is that and a YouTube video are the most trusted entities that Google has. Because
so what is a GMB image?
A GMB image.
It's an image that was used in a post on your GMB listing. So
okay.
when you've got your GMB and you go and publish a post with an image, that image gets assigned a machine ID because it's coming from a verified entity. Now, all of a sudden, that image is much more powerful than just a standard image because it's coming from a trusted Google entity.
And it's different than the same image on my hard drive that I used to upload, because now Google changed it.
Because
you don't. So rather than me going back to my GMB and then having to click save on, right click save, you can scrape all of my images off of my GMB and use them.
Yeah. So it can also scrape URLs. So these are post URLs. So this here is a really cool thing to embed as well. So if you take this, I just took this here from, this is from our site, okay, our GMB site. So I just took that image and I said open in a new tab. So now you can see it's got a little bit of a blurb. That's what the actual GMB post is all about. Okay, but now the GMB post has its own URL. So you can link to that, because that's linking to Why Am I Always Hungry on the website. Okay, because that's what that's obviously what the web post, the post is about. There you go. I'm always hungry.
Right.
Okay. So, but this is the image here. So if I had to copy image location and I come over here, okay, you can see this lh3.googleuser.com and then this long number. This is this image entity number. So the minute you upload an image to the entity, to your GMB, it gives it a machine ID, which is this long number here. And this is the most trusted Google property that you have. Can't have a better one because it's already got
This is a
ID.
masterclass in local marketing, JJ and John. Thank you so much. It really is. So because what you're basically saying is every single video you make has a thumbnail. The thumbnail should be uploaded on a GMB post. The video should be embedded on a GMB post. Then you should go and get that image again and use it everywhere, like put it on like Flickr, Pinterest.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give you another little thing for nothing. Those images that you're going to put on your thumbnail, if you put your map on it, if you put a keyword on and your name, address, telephone number, and you put your logo on that, Google can read that, knows that exactly what it is.
The metadata.
Yeah, no, not the metadata, on the outside of the image.
Oh, like on the actual image.
Yes. Okay, it reads that. So then you upload it to YouTube as a thumbnail. So what you're doing there is you're getting, Google reads that image straight away. You'll see in 5 minutes it'll be there. So you're getting two citations. You're getting a citation from the image back to your website, and you're also getting if you do your description correctly and you put your NAP in and you link it up properly, you're getting another citation there from your description. So there you go. Money for nothing.
Okay, let me see if I got this right. I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a video on roofing in Hawaii. Okay. And on my thumbnail, I'm going to have the logo of the company. I'm going to have the name of the company and the NAP. So you can
actually and you're going to have the keyword of the video that you.
All right. Okay. So roof repair, right?
Yeah.
Then before I do anything with YouTube, I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it on my GMB in Hawaii for that roofing company.
You can. That would give you even
then I'm going to download it. Then I'm going to download.
But you don't have to do it. All you have to do is upload it. No, you just have to edit
it. Because they say, oh, these are the same image, and it connects.
Yes. But you can, if you did it to your GMB, that would be a third citation.
So, because I put it on my GMB, then I download it from my GMB. It's got all that stuff on it that you were talking about, and then I upload it to YouTube.
Yeah.
That would connect my YouTube channel through the image to my GMB.
Yeah. And so now you've got 3 citations, all coming from Google, validating your
stuff.
Your stuff, yeah.
And so it's a common theme. Using Google to rank in Google. Keep them within, give them what they want, and they reward you with rankings.
Right.
Okay. So I think I'm finished. I think we've got another one starting pretty soon.
Yeah, we got to wrap up. We've got another call in.
We do, by the way, we do. A lot of people find this very overwhelming, and so we actually do paid one-on-one training for people like that want it, and we've got one of them. Yeah. So
it's been a masterclass in local marketing for sure. Thank you. If you want to know more about what JJ and John are doing, head over to www.GMBGenius.com. They do a lot of support and training on their Skype group. I'm a member of the Skype. I think I'm a member of 3 Skype groups actually that you set up sometime. and which is great, because someone asks a question and then somebody, whether it's John, JJ, or someone else that knows the answer, gives the answer right away. So it's a great tool. The training is excellent on the site. The software, I know the software is constantly being upgraded, not because from time to time, because you find out something new and you add that, but also because Google is constantly changing how you log in, or these little things that they do. And I know that we're constantly upgrading the software so that it works smoothly. And it does work smoothly because hundreds and hundreds of people are using it and getting great results with it. So
there's a new update today. It's just, in fact, if you start at GMBGenius now, it will update to version 9.3 or something.
Awesome. So any last words, JJ? Your dad has been talking a lot. I want to give you the floor for a couple minutes.
Well, if you want any more advice on local marketing, help, guidance, and mentorship, head over to GMBGenius. We've got an offer at the moment, which is $37 per month. We're giving you all the software we use, all the training, weekly SEO training webinars within the community. So really, it's a great offer. Head over there. We're doing that to try and help people get ahead at this time. So GMBGenius.com. And yeah, that's all from me. Thanks.
All right. John, any last words before we sign off?
No, I think that's about said enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, JJ.
Yeah. Really appreciate you both.
Cheers.
And thanks for joining us, everybody. This is Internet Marketing Unleashed, and we'll see you on Thursday at, I think it's 11 Eastern, and I can't recall who I've got. I have two people. I made a mistake on my calendar. I ended up getting double booked for 2 weeks. So last week and this week, I have two amazing guests on Thursday, and after that, it'll be once a week. So we'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Bye-bye.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Yeah.